everyone, it's Pam Jorgensen here, stamping in my PJs as usual. I'm coming today to show you this cute, adorable pop-up card. Wait till you see the inside. That is so simple and easy to make, and I like easy. I'm going to show you the supplies. So here we've grabbed the Celebration stamp set, and I'm going to grab the Thoughtful Bloom stamp. It has flowers, leaves, verses, and a cute border stamp. And then we are also going to be using the small bloom die. Now Stampin' Up! Has told us that this may possibly show up in future catalogs, so I hope so because it sure is adorable and oh so cute. The other supplies that I'm going to grab today are the Pleased as Punch Designer Series paper. This is 12 sheets, four designs, 3 pieces of each, and you can see that it coordinates really nicely with our punches. I'll list the punches below for you. So what other supplies do I need? I'm going to grab a piece of Balmy Blue cardstock, which is 5 3/4 by how big was that? 5 3/4 of an inch by 8 1/4. How about that? Score it in half, and then I have 3 pieces that are 3 7/8 by 5 1/2 inches. 1 Whisper White and 2 pieces of Designer Series paper. 1 for the inside of your card and 1 for the outside. I'm also going to grab out of the new mini catalog these adorable lacy looking doilies, heart doilies. One side's Flirty Flamingo and one side's Real Red, but on the opposite side is white. So you can either dye them using your brayer or just use them as they are. You will need a piece of cardstock, 2 3/4 of an inch by 3 1/2 inches. Oh, I did. Yep, that was right. I just had to double check. Sorry about that. And we're going to cut that in half. That's going to make a template for the front and the back or the inside of our card. You will need that quite often during this card, so keep it handy and don't lose it. The first thing that we are going to do is we're going to fold our Balmy Blue in half, use our bone folder to get a nice crisp fold. Then I'm going to grab that template. Once I'm ready, line it up in that upper left-hand corner, slide it into my paper trimmer, and lining it up with the cutting and the scoring track, I want to make sure that I have those points of that triangle nice and even. And then I'm going to move my cutting blade out of the way and actually use the scoring blade and go up and down multiple times to get a nice score. Once I'm done scoring, I'm going to take that and just fold it with my hands just to give it a little bit of an extra fold. And you will see I haven't used my bone folder again until after I've done what I'm doing right now. I'm going to pop it open, fold in where I have scored, and that gives us our little pop-up portion of the card. Now I can take my bone folder and go across those scored lines and get them nice and crisp, or if needed you can fix it if it's a little bit crooked. Easy. Now I'm going to take my Designer Series paper I chose for the top of my card, and as you can see there's no triangle back there, so I'm going to cut that away. I need to first take my template, lay it in the upper left-hand corner of my card, just like when we scored, only this time we're going to place it into our trimmer and actually trim that paper away. So you can see that I'm going to line it up with the scoring and trimming track again, and just actually trim that little triangle away. Now of course this paper is not cooperating with me very well today, but that's okay. Here we go. Alright, so there's the front of our card. So now I'm going to pop open the inside of my card and decide what I'm going to have on top. I think I'm going to go with Designer Series paper on top. This time I'm going to take my template, lay it down in there, and you can see that the template was going the wrong direction. So this time I'm going to use it with the words inside, and I'm going to lay that down in the lower left corner of my card, put it back in the trimmer, and repeat what I just did with the front piece and trim that off. Don't throw away that little triangle because you will need that again. Okay, so for the next part I'm going to grab my Whisper White, and you will see that the triangle does not fit right if it goes with the inside. So I need to use the front piece on this again, stick it in my trimmer and cut it just like we did before. So to make those little triangles fit smaller, if you were to try to adhere those inside your card now, they would not fit. So you need to take your two little triangles, both the one from the top panel and your Whisper White, match them up, lay them inside of your trimmer at the 1/2 inch mark against that little short side, and you're going to trim that off. And when you trim that off, that will now fit perfectly in your side your card. So let's get all of our pieces adhered down onto our cardstock. You can see here I'm just using snail to adhere everything. I'm also making sure that my papers are being laid in and that I'm putting the snail on the correct side prior to putting the snail on. Just double check. Always pays to double check. Now that we have all of our adhesive down, both inside and outside, we're going to go ahead and continue decorating our little card. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to open up our card base, and you can see here I'm going to take that little lace doily that I showed you earlier. I'm just going to pop a little bit of snail on the back of that. The reason being is I want to hold it down just snug enough that I can see if any of the parts of my embellishment are sticking out of my card. We don't want them to stick out, and you also need to make sure that you don't have any adhesive sticking up above those score lines or your card will stick shut. As you can see here, I have a little bit of the doily sticking out, so that tells me I need to reposition it just a little bit up a little bit, and then it should close. So now that I'm happy with that, I'm going to add a little bit of glue right underneath and set that aside to dry while I work on some other bits. So here is one part of our heart punch pack. I have the smooth heart, the one without the scalloped edges. I'm going to grab a strip of that designer series paper and just simply pop that in and start cutting out those heart-shaped images. So simple and so cute. I'm going to continue punching these out. I've punched these out, and now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and grab the cute scalloped edge heart that's in that punch pack. So adorable. I'm going to punch out 3 of the pool party heart shapes just so I can back those hearts that I previously cut out. So here I am just grabbing some snail adhesive, just layering those down onto my heart shapes and putting dimensionals on the back of one. I'm going to go ahead and grab my card, and on the inside where I have stuck the doily, I'm going to adhere my heart. Now I was going to use purple, but I've changed my mind and grabbed a different color. When you add any adhesive now on the inside, you need to make sure that it will all be covered so nothing sticks where it's not supposed to. So here I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive down inside that heart shape and then adhere my decorative heart over the top. And there we have our pop-up piece for the inside of our card. Now going back to our stamps, we are going to grab our Gorgeous Great stamp pad, some spare scraps of white cardstock, and then I have cut a strip of white cardstock 1/4 of an inch wide. On the scrap, I'm going to stamp some words out of the set, and on the little one I'm going to stamp congratulations. The reason that I'm stamping on a scrap piece for my verse, I'm always amazed but never surprised by your thoughtfulness, is that it really doesn't fit the occasion that I want to use this card for, so I'm just going to cut with my paper snips. I'm always amazed, and cut that out. A little trick of the trade is that you just snip around it, and using your paper, you turn it as you're snipping with your scissors. Leave a little white and it will easily blend into your card. Once I'm done cutting out these little shapes, I'm going to just snip off my words for the front of my card. I don't worry about penning the ends because I like something that's fast and easy. And I'm going to start assembling my card decorations shortly. One last stamp that I almost forgot is I'm going to take that border stamp along with the gorgeous scrape and just stamp it inside my card. If you're uncertain that you can get something straight, go ahead and stamp it before you stick it in. Just make sure that you're stamping on the right side of your cardstock. Easy peasy. All right, so let's do some decorating. So here I have 2 of the hearts that we punched out and we adhered the designer series paper to, and I'm going to lay those down onto my card front. Now, one of the things you have to be careful of is that you have no adhesive that goes above where your triangle shape is now folded, and that you also have your embellishments so that they do not stick too high above the card or to the left side, or it will not fit in an envelope. A good way to check is to actually take your white triangle piece, lay it on, and it will give you a small visual to help you decide whether or not it fits. I've now realized I need to move my hearts down, so I've peeled those up and just shifted them just a little bit so that they're a little bit closer. Now I'm going to take my other heart. Oh, yep, here we go. I'll just show you this. I'm just going to show you how much of those hearts stuck up, so not a lot. I'm going to grab my Take a Pick tool here, and I use it to not only put on embellishments, but to grab those pesky little white liners for your dimensionals, and I'll peel those off. As you notice, I still have my dimensionals only on the bottom, and that's to make sure that they do not stick where they might show. I'm going to take my 2 little pieces of words, so the congratulations and the I'm always amazed, and just add a little snail and attach I'm always amazed to the inside of my card. I know we oftentimes like to use dimensionals to pop things up, but if we don't want to have to pay extra postage, it's better to use dimensionals because adhesive, snail adhesive instead of our dimensionals because we don't want it too thick, or we end up paying that extra postage. So I've just stuck on that little cut congratulations piece, and then in our designer series paper we also had the cute flowers that we could use the small blooms punch for. So I'm going to punch out a couple flowers. Whoops, I guess I didn't cut that little scrap short enough, so I'll just give that a little bit of a haircut. And now it's easy peasy to just go in and punch out one of those little flower shapes. See, cute. I'm going to use my bone folder and just give it a little bit of texture by curling the petals a little bit. If you wanted, you could even attach a couple of these together to give like a double petaled flower if you so choose to do. So now I've previously cut out some of those flowers ahead of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my roll of glue dots and I'm just going to attach them right down to the middle. Not sure how many I'm using, but if nothing else, this little roll of glue dots sure is cute. Look at that. Isn't that a little pretty? All right, so let's just attach a few to the front of our card. And I think we'll do one down there and probably one more up here. Maybe I need one more on the front. Let's have a look. I think so. There we go. That looks cute. Cute, cute. And then I think I'll add one on the inside where our other heart is, just to give it a little bit of a lift. Yep, that's perfect. Now I'm going to grab my crystal rhinestones and I'm just going to use my Take a Pick tool and add those to the center of those flowers just to finish it off. How cute and easy is that? Love, love, love this card. Cute. So what a simple pop-up card. Fun and easy. I'm so glad that you joined me and I hope you create some of these. I'll put all my measurements out on my blog and you can pop over there and have a look and take pictures and share with me. I'd love to see what you create. Have a great day and happy creating, everyone. Bye-bye.